All right, it is a gloomy, wet day as predicted. Hannah, right now you're looking at the radar and you told me you're like, Latrice, looked over there and you said, I'm looking at what happened in the first round as we're getting ready for the second round.
Exactly. So I'm going to show you a time lapse just because this is a really cool type of storm system that moved through earlier today, this morning. We had a lot of heavy rainfall. This started out farther to the west and moved in, but we had what's known as a bow echo. So watch as this moves in. You notice that this starts to curve out and you've got that big kind of like bowed look. That just indicates that really heavy rain was moving through, as well as very high winds. When you have bow echoes that form like that, and you can see the damage reports that were issued after it worked through due to lots of tree damage. I know that I think for one of them, I believe a car even ran into a downed tree. There was a good bit of damage that was done with those heavy winds that moved through earlier today. You'll notice that the peak of that bow was farther down to the south. We got kind of a little bit of the tail of that here in Chattanooga, but really we didn't see too much damage. Farther to the south, Atlanta, portions of the middle of Georgia and Alabama really saw the brunt of those 70, maybe even 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts with that. But I do have some good news for us. So I've been talking all day about the chance for the round two is really dependent on atmospheric conditions, whether we see the atmosphere stabilize or unstabilize. And if it becomes a little bit more stable, that will decrease the chance for storms. And the Storm Prediction Center has decreased the area that is in that marginal level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. Now, you still need to stay weather aware today because we're likely going to see some storms move through, and some of them, you always want to expect the unexpected, but that marginal risk is mostly for our Alabama communities, our northwest Georgia counties, so that's Dade, Walker, portions of Catoosa, Gordon, and Chattooga County there, DeKalb County, and Jackson County, Alabama there. So that 2% risk for an isolated spin-up tornado has shifted farther down to the south. But again, I do want the entire viewing area just to stay weather aware, keep those weather notifications turned on, as well as the damaging wind outlook that has stayed farther down to the south as well. So there is still the possibility to see some of those thunderstorms. I'm seeing less of a chance for severe weather, but storm timing in regards to small little cells, you can see around 1 to 2 p.m. farther out to the west, kind of the middle section there is going to be around 2 to 3, and then farther out to the east here around 4 to 5 p.m. So let's take a look at that storm timing. This is our most recent HRRR model here. You can see, could see the chance for some more of those storms to filter on through during the afternoon. So when we have kind of these little isolated cells here, we're going to be keeping an eye out for the possibility of some shear or spin and that instability. But the longer the conditions stay cloudier and we see less sunshine, the better it is for us, because that means those storms can't get quite as much juice and fuel. So it's still a little up for debate. We're still going to get rain. I think we're still going to see some of that rainfall, maybe some rumbles of thunder. That I am 90% certain on that. But in regards to severe weather, it's just all dependent on atmospheric conditions. But as we head into your Thanksgiving holiday, it is going to dry out and also cool down. You're going to see some really cool temperatures on your Thanksgiving morning and your Black Friday. So if you are doing any type of traveling or getting out for, I know most of you are doing the Black Friday stuff all online, but if those of you who are being nostalgic and getting out, you're going to want to bundle up, or if you're like me doing the turkey trot, you're going to want to warm up before you step outside. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Hannah.